Sports Wrestling. Dave Brown right along the ringside as the action is underway with Kareem Mohammed doing his thing, David.
He is indeed. He's from Africa, 350 pounds, going against young Keith Eric out of Memphis, Tennessee at 206. And over in Mr. Kareem Mohammed's corner, there is a very large second or assistant who is just standing over there by ringside.
Yeah, covered in black and with a big mask on. I don't know. He is something with Kareem Mohammed. And between the two of them, they're slanting the building. Boy, oh boy, what a couple of big ones going. Referee Jerry Calhoun and Keith Eric has not fared well since the opening bell.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, Keith being choked by Mohammed. Now, the referee jumped in here and said, hey, you got to quit that. He did, but it wasn't much help to Keith Eric because Mohammed threw him halfway across the ring. There's that big telephone pole broad arm. Boy, Mohammed with the power just drove him into the mat.
Championship Wrestling off and running on another blistering day here, my friend. We got some dandy matches coming up for you. A great expiration of time single match with Jerry Oski against Lanny Poffo, and well-documented feud going between those two gentlemen. We'll be looking forward to that one, David.
Indeed, that's the main event anywhere, and it will be here today.
Eric's head bounced off that top turnbuckle over there as Kareem Mohammed. He isn't exactly your 100-yard dash winner, but boy, he gets the point across with things just like that.
He sure does. He uses the power. He doesn't have the agility so much. Whoa. There, coming out of the ring, Keith Eric, and now...
That's who we were talking about. I don't know who he is, but he just picks Eric up and dumps him back in the ring.
This is not a lumberjack match, but that was the effect right there. He come out of the ring and he gets thrown back in there.
What's that comment about rocking a hard place? Something? That's what Keith Eric, boy, is really between right now.
You are right. Ooh, powerful right hand from Mr. Kareem Mohammed. He doesn't wait. He just wades into the corner and grabs Keith, pulls him out to the middle of the ring, and body slams him. We're about 2.5 minutes into the action. One fall, 15-minute time limit. Ooh, another move like that. Maybe that move will wrap it up. We won't need the 15 count of 3. That is it. Mr. Kareem Mohammed in 2 minutes, 33 seconds has the victory. And a decisive one over Keith Eric.
Okay, we're going to be back, and we'll be listening to the Fabulous Ones right after we take time out for this.
This summer, dive into something new. Taco Bell's Chicken Fiesta Salad.
Dandy little action coming up today, David. I love that expiration of time match we've got
look at
going.
Jerry Oski against Lanny Poffo. Can't wait for that one.
Hey, I'll tell you, speaking of not waiting, let's not wait. We've got Stan and Steve who've got some comments to make about some future opponents that are awfully big. Let's listen to the Fabulous Ones.
Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, we'd like to thank everybody that supported us in this drive to become the Southern Tag Team Champions. Because obviously, without the fan support, the Fabulous Ones wouldn't have been able to go out there and get the job done. It's as simple as that. Because they're the ones that get you up when you're down. They're the ones that cheer you on. They're the ones that give you that incentive and that drive. So from Stan and Steve, the Fabulous Ones, and from Jackie Fargo, we'd like to thank you all for our support. Now, one thing we've got in mind, and that's holding on to these belts. You know, it's tough to be at the top because everybody's climbing that ladder, trying to push you off the top of that ladder. Well, Stan and Steve like being on the top. Jackie Fargo likes to see us on the top, and we're going to try our best to stay on the top. And with the fan support in Memphis, Louisville, no matter where it's at, Nashville, we know that we can get the job done because we're winners, and we want to be winners at what we're doing. As a professional wrestler, it's a tough job to stay at the top wearing these belts. But like I said, with that fan support, with that drive, and with the inner need to be a winner, it's possible. And the Fabulous Ones are going to do everything possible to keep every promise they come on television to make. And the one promise we're going to try to make to you right now is that we'll be a winner every time we step into the ring. Anything else to add to that, Stan?
You know, Steve, it's just like you said, and, you know, you and I have been on both sides of the coin. You and I have been the challengers for these belts before, and you and I have also been the champions. And then you know and I know, too, it's a lot more fun being the champions. Everybody knows that. All that goes along with the belts, the money, the prestige, all that stuff is great. But the bottom line, just like you said, are the people. The people that come out there and pay their hard-earned money to see us week after week, month after month, means more to us than words can say. I'm not trying to get mealy-mouthed with you because Steve and I are going to be just as tough. We're going to get just as down and dirty as we have to hang on to these belts. But just remember one thing. We're going to be hanging on to them for Steve and I and also for you.
All right, here we are, ready to go with a 1-fall 15-minute time limit match. In this one, introducing at a total weight of 438 pounds, both from Memphis, Tennessee, David Johnson and David Haskins. And going against him at a total of 472 pounds, the PYT, Norvell Austin and Billy Travis in the ring. Billy out of Hamden, Connecticut, Norvell out of Memphis. In the PYT corner, it is their manager, Tux Newman, and the other member of the PYT is out here, too, arm in a sling, talking about Coco Ware. This is 1-fall, 15-minute time limit with Jerry Calhoun, the referee.
Coco is the strolling member of the PYT. He walks around until he sees an opportunity maybe to help out, and he'll do something in there. Still nursing that arm that...
I'm still hurt, Russell. I'm still hurt.
Yeah, I've seen you use it. All right. Woo, dumped down hard. David Johnson dumped hard by Norvell Austin. Norvell and Billy Travis. Billy, last week we saw the induction ceremony into the PYT. And David Johnson taking some shots from Norvell. There's a tag on Travis.
Teamwork, baby. Teamwork all the time. Look at him. Look at Dancing Harry.
Tux Newman reared back comfortably, leaning on his cane as Billy Travis doing a number on David. Bars it right up next to the shoulder, and he's got David's head almost ground down into the mat. David needs a tag on his partner, David Haskins, but he's a little...
Lance, he don't want to get in that ring with the pretty young thing.
Coco, I don't believe he'll back it up when that tag comes his way. Norvell from behind chops him hard on the back of the neck. Johnson makes the tag, and here comes David Haskins. Haskins
Great white hope, baby.
with a lot more size on him. Going after Norvell.
Look at that. Oh, that's good, Norvell. Go ahead and cut him off, baby.
Norvell stopped him cold with a knee to the midsection, and Haskins out in the center of the ring. Dropped down with a backbreaker, Dave.
Yeah, boy, he hit him with a good backbreaker and then follows up with the arm across the throat. Makes the tag. Billy Travis coming in here as PYT now starting to run wild against Johnson and David Haskins. Oh, tried for the sunset, couldn't get it.
That's right, he couldn't get it.
Travis slugged him with his fist and broke up the possible sunset. Travis dumps him down, goes behind, chin locks him, and plants that knee right in between the shoulder blades. You can see the tremendous pressure that's possible with that hold. That may be the best shot we've ever had of it. Boy, that is a dandy of a hold when you're caught. Travis makes the tag. Norvell hollered him over there, and the referee tells Tux, sit down in a chair.
Tux himself wearing the neck brace still.
He's in trouble now, Russell. Look at him. What about it, Dave Brown? Isn't it?
Haskins is, in fact, in trouble as Norvell takes him over with a little snap mare over the shoulder and kicks him down underneath the rope.
He hit him with a right fist that time. There was no open hand to it. There he goes into the ropes. Norvell uses the forearm.
Trying to do a little objective commentary, but it is very difficult when you've got Coco Ware sitting here slanting everything in favor of the PYT. All right.
That knee lift put David Johnson down on the mat. Norvell left him there for Billy Travis to take over.
That boy should have been in a cotton field somewhere. Russell driving the truck and picking cotton or something like that.
Travis.
In the ring with the pretty young thing. Look at Billy Travis.
Travis picking up the pace.
Watch this.
Slammed Johnson in. Johnson trying to battle his way. Yeah.
Billy Travis is good, baby. All wrestling, Russell. All wrestling.
Travis to the midsection, and he goes with that flat of the foot tag on Norvell, and they are doing, I will give TYT a credit for that. They're tagging in and out of there very, very well. I've never said anything about the fact you guys couldn't wrestle. You just don't choose to. You get nasty and try to hurt somebody all the time. All right, Coco. Now, we don't need any of that attitude.
David Haskins working on Norvell in the corner, whips him across the way, but there is a youthful mistake. Mistake of a young wrestler. Went in there too fast. Norvell had left. The only mistake there was getting in front of a fist that Norvell threw.
Laying on the top rope over there. He's sucking wind over there. You know it.
David Johnson that Coco is referring to has had a very difficult, oh boy. Norvell flew off that second rope, creamed Haskins with that knee right upside the face. Drop kick puts him down.
240 pounds drop kicking, baby.
Norvell going very well, no question about that. And young Travis, who will give the devil his due, he has in fact shown marked improvement.
You know what we call Billy Travis the white meat of the pretty young things, baby. Watch this, Rusty. Watch this.
Travis. Whoa!
Oh, Lord.
Boy, he buried it, Dave, when he came down off that rope. Right on top of him.
He did indeed. I'm surprised he didn't go for the cover. Try for the 3 count there.
Bobby can do that, man.
I think what they're doing is just carrying it, because I tell you, I'm like you. I figured that knee set it up. But look at Travis coming back. He goes to the corner, tags Johnson.
He ran back, Rusty.
Get the fresh man in there, and here comes Johnson. He's not fresh for long as Travis nails him, tags Norvell, and here comes Norvell Austin.
Poor. Dancing Harry.
Big body slam, power slam by Norvell. And again, he doesn't try for the pin. He tags Billy Travis. I think you're right. That's one of the complaints the fans have had against the PYT. They won't go for a pin. They want to hurt somebody instead if they can.
That's it.
Great, he got it.
1, 2, 3, and the time
6:04
is stopped at 6:04 as Billy Travis springs off of that rope, comes down with a flying slam, and that is it. Timeout. We'll be back with more in just a moment. Tojo Yamamoto coming up in a single match. Right now, we want to get Newman and PYT back in. They've got an interesting bout that's coming up down at the Mid-South Coliseum. They're going to be involved in one with Tojo and Jerry Jarrett. Well, if you'd have been out here when you were supposed to be, you wouldn't have had to.
Don't tell me what to do. Let me tell you something. Monday night in Memphis, how would you feel if somebody took something so valuable of yours that you didn't know what to do? Well, that's what happened last Monday night in Memphis. We were robbed. Do you know that it took not 2 men, and I'm talking about the Fabs, it took 5 men. It took Jarrett and Tojo Yamamoto and the referee to steal the Southern Tag Team Championship from the true champions. And that is the truth. We gave them the beating of their lives last Monday. They ran from us. And I'm talking about you, Jarrett, you 98-pound weakling, you big boss who now thinks you're a wrestler because you put on a pair of tights. Well, that's incredibly wrong, Jarrett. We're going to take care of you really, really good this Monday night at the Coliseum. And your Chinaman friend, that Yamamoto, you better watch out for this. Tell them, KO, what we are going to do.
That's right, baby. Jarrett, and Tojo Yamamoto, you had no business sticking your nose where it don't belong. But you did anyway. See, the Fabs couldn't beat us. That's right, we have wrestled the Fabs 1, 2, 3 weeks apart. They couldn't beat us, baby. But you had to stick your nose in it. Look at, I'm hurt. I couldn't do nothing. Tux Newman, he couldn't do nothing. So the odds were stacked against us. So, baby, Jarrett, we're going to give you the beating of your life. We're going to beat you so bad that your mother won't recognize you, and the people that you associate with won't recognize you when we get you down in that Coliseum, baby.
Okay.
You understand that?
We'll see.
Monday night at the Memphis. Forget it. You'll be there.
Oh, I'll be there. Don't worry about it. I want to see it.
our backyard. And
Okay,
Jerry,
no,
you gonna pay. You ain't Tojo Yamamoto. Gonna pay the price, baby. When you
guys-
play, you got to pay. And
You
play
guys
around with
may be
us,
paying
you got
the
a big
price
prize.
after that
You
beating
that,
in Jackson
you
over
see
there.
that buckethead jump in the ring? He's going to pay, I guarantee you.
Okay, Dave, let's go to the ring. We're ready for action.
Referee Jerry Calhoun climbing into the ring right now for this one fall 15-minute time limit match. Introducing from Memphis, Tennessee at 243 pounds, Lou Winston, Big Lou. Going against him from Japan at 230 pounds, Tojo Yamamoto. One fall, 15-minute time limit, and again the referee is Jerry Calhoun. Referee says we're ready to go. And there we go. A little minor difficulty with the bell. Lou Winston jumps out of the corner. He went after Tojo. That's been the style of Lou lately. Boy, he has gone after an opponent from the opening bell, but the chop by Tojo Yamamoto. The foot, there's the chop again, and that'll slow just about anybody down, let me tell you. It'll slow down Big Lou Winston's attack. Tojo Yamamoto, one of the all-time greats. Took his feet away from him. Looks like he did it effortlessly, too. There's that vicious chop. Powerful right chop. Lou Winston, much taller than Tojo. And actually carrying more weight by a little over 10 pounds. Big chop from Tojo Yamamoto. Look out, Lou Winston into the ropes. Down to the mat. He goes. Tojo with a cover. Count of 1, 2. He got it. Count of 3. Winston trying his best to kick out of it, but he could not get the shoulders off the mat. The 3 count fell, and the win goes to Tojo Yamamoto in 1 minute 7 seconds.
1 minute, 7 seconds. The action is completed with Yamamoto the victory. We'll be back with more in just a moment.
The warranties at some auto parts stores fall a little short. At Cheap Auto Parts, we've gone farther than anyone with the first 5-year, 50,000-mile warranty ever offered by any auto parts store. And during Chief's Memorial Day sale, Valvoline motor oil 69 cents a quart after rebate. Fram air filters $3.49 each. Champion AC and Motorcraft spark plugs 69 cents each after rebate. The Chief 550 keeps it running.
Okay, everybody, what's happening right now at McDonald's?
The Trivial Pursuit quiz with Gina's 2 questions.
Pretty smart. But are we playing just for fun? Well, then what can we win?
A Big Mac.
Prize. And?
Trivial Pursuit sample pack.
Good. And?
Would you believe a whole Trivial Pursuit board game?
Okay, Big Mac fans, what planet is 60 billion light years from Orc?
Better hurry. Time's ticking away at McDonald's.
Once upon a time, a beautiful queen got thirsty. Jack, I'm parched, she said. So Jack, knowing she watched her figure, along with everyone else, offered her an ordinary diet drink. Diet Cola. Have this man shuffled, she said. Fortunately, a young girl had an ace up her sleeve. One of a kind, of course.
Hold up, for the young and the old in Mary Sugar Big Dr. Pepper.
And so folds the card fable.
The new Homelight Jacobson RMX riding mower cuts where a lot of other riders can't. And its optional rear grass catcher really cuts down on your work. So you can spend more time with a catcher who needs a little work. Homelight Jacobson. We put more free time in your day. Get a Homelight Jacobson grass catcher kit or a Coleman gift free when you buy an RMX Series E at these dealers.
We'll be in the ring with the King here coming up in just a moment. Standing right here with Tojo Yamamoto and Jerry Jarrett. Monday night, the action will be underway where you'll be facing the PYT. First, Jerry, I got to tell you, You made the decision to get back in the ring. It's been at it a couple of weeks now. How's it going after 2 weeks in the ring?
Well, Lance, I feel real fortunate that I am alive after the first 2 weeks.
Oh boy!
It was a lot rougher than I anticipated and a lot tougher. But these last couple of nights have been it's getting more fun. I'm getting more in shape, and the beating that I took in Jackson, of course,
that was
not
what
fun.
a terrible way to start.
Yeah, and but you know, the nice thing about the wrestling business is that you can settle your differences next week back in the ring. And so we paid our dues and took our beating. We really wasn't ready, but Monday night we're going to be ready, and we're going to do our darndest to dish it out again.
Have you had any second thoughts about making that decision about leaving the office and climbing back in the ring, Jerry?
No, not at all. Well, I take that back. It's not at all.
Had to run through your mind after
when I was in Jackson, chained to the ropes, and the belt was hitting me, I had some second thoughts. But you know, really, what a lot of people have come up and told me, aren't you crazy? And this past week we were up in Evansville, Indiana, and we stayed over, and some little things that you take for granted when you're a wrestler that you don't when you're 4 years under the fluorescent lights and getting a fluorescent tan. Tojo and I stayed over, and we got up the next morning, and we had a couple hours to go out and just labor the pool. Right. And when you haven't been able to do those things, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And
well,
I'm glad that I got back in the ring. I'm glad that I'm wrestling, and I'm looking forward to the opportunity to pay back some debt.
I know that you got some of those. Tojo, you're the one that he was your protege. You taught him. How's it all working, getting back together now?
Well, Mr. Lance Russell, like I said, for the past 5 years, I've been so miserable. You know what I mean? Just like I lost my left side heart. You know, that's true. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But now, like I said, Jerry came back. I know that I trained him. He's my protege, and I feel just like a new Tojo, like I get a new heart. That's why I want to tell Tux Newman. He's no good son of a gun, fat pig. He think his neck is hurt. But I'm going to take off that collar from his neck. I'm going to break him. I tell you, he going to get beaten all his life. And then what the PTL, the Coco wear. That no good son of a gun. He fool. He think he can fool me. I know his arm is hurt, but I tell you, I'm going to pull his strap out and everything. I'm going to try to break his arm very bad. And I tell you, me and Jerry, my protege, we're going to continue, and we're going to continue winning. And I tell you what, all these beating that Jerry took is nothing, because I gave him more punishment before, and he took everything that I gave him. And no man would give him the punishment that he had. Well, so I know he can take it, and he can dish it out. And I tell you what, I can take it. I'm going to dish it out, too.
It's dish out time Monday night, Jerry, with the PYT.
Yes, sir. It's payback time. We've had ours, and now we're going to do our best to give them back every blow for blow that we took. We're going to find out if they can take it as well.
Okay, partner. Good luck to you all. We'll see you down there Monday night with the action with the PYT. Okay, let's go to the ring, Dave. We're ready for the next action, and Jerry Lawler.
Here's the big assassin climbing up onto the apron, and here comes the king into the wrestling area. One fall, 15-minute time limit from parts unknown in the white robe and the mask there. That is the assassin. And going against him from Memphis, Tennessee, 234 pounds, the king, Jerry Lawler. One fall, 15-minute time limit. Referee Jerry Calhoun.
Robes coming off, and we're about ready for the one fall, 15-minute time limit single match. The assassin right there loosening up, and bell time. Here we go.
Looks like the assassin was trying to sneak up on Jerry before the bell started, but Jerry turned at the last instant, and the match was officially underway. Jerry jumped here, I think, the last time we had him on Championship Wrestling. I think it was Lou Winston that did that to him. He was a little wary climbing into the ring. This time, watching his back before that opening bell. This assassin don't know a thing about him. He's almost the same size as the king. Ooh.
Oh.
I tell you, he must not know much about Lawler either. He wouldn't have done that.
I think you're right, Dave, the boy. He reached up, no doubt, open hand. He just slapped Lawler upside the face and goes into a standing side headlock. Lawler takes him off, goes into the crisscross on him. In the big back rub, puts him down on the deck. Lawler up on that second rope, and here he comes, flying with that right hand, sailing. 1, 2, 3. Didn't take long after that slap, did it?
Minute
Dave?
3. The moral there is don't slap the king.
Or spit on the into the wind and Superman's cape and Big Jim and all that. Here comes Lawler. Oh, wham! He nailed him right in the head. Got a 1, 2, 3, and that, my friend, is the name of that tune. Lawler, the victor, in just over 1 minute of time against the Assassin. I'll tell you, a guy that has created kind of conversation in the limited time the folks around here have seen him is Bruiser Brody. Now, there is no doubt this gentleman is a problem child.
Guess who? You got it right. Let me tell you something, Jerry Lawler. I found the end for you. I found the end for you. Just you and Bruiser Brody. There ain't nobody to hide behind this week. There ain't no Bill Dundees. There ain't no Andre the Giants. There ain't no big superstars from all over the world for you to get behind their skirts. It's just going to be you and 291 pounds of Bruiser Brody. Now I want to make one thing clear, because I know a lot of you people have been watching what's been going on here. That's right, 2 weeks in a row, I not only kicked Jerry Lawler in the behind, I kicked them referees around for getting their nose in my business. And I've just been told it's going to cost me $1,000. I don't care. Here it is. I'm bringing it right out here. Right out here. Here's $1,000. My money, and it's a lot of money. But I know I'm going to get it back. You know what I mean? I know I'm getting this money back. You know where I'm getting it from? I'm getting it from the ex-king. The ex-king. You know what? Jerry Lawler should have been a used car salesman. Because them guys, they got everybody fooled. They make a dummy out of everybody. And that's what Lawler's been doing to you. He ain't no king of professional wrestling, no matter how many big guys, how many tough guys he beat up. I'm telling you, Jerry Lawler, you take a close look at my face. You take a close look at my head. Every time you hit me in the head, I hear people say, ooh, like you're doing something real, real mean. Well, I've been hit before. I've been knocked down before, and I always got up. And I'm telling you, man to man, you knock me down. You punch on my head, but I'm getting up. And when I get up, I'm kicking your face all over the Coliseum walls. That's a promise.
How'd you like to wake up at night and take a look at that? 291 pounds of crazy man, Bruiser Brody. And there's the king.
You know, Lance, I wish I had $1 for every time I've heard somebody come out on television and say, the ex-king. I wish I had $1 for every time I've heard that, because I'd be so rich I wouldn't have to ever wrestle again. Let me tell you something, Brody. I looked real good at your interview. I looked real good at your face. And I'd like to knock your teeth out, but I figure why do you any favors? You're so ugly. You're so ugly, brother, you'd have to sneak up on a glass of water to take a drink, and you can stand out here and you can run your mouth and you can shout and stomp and scream all you want to, but you're not scaring me. Because, you see, I'm not the ex-king, Brody. I'm still the king until some jerk like you comes along and knocks me off the throne. But up until now, nobody's been able to do it. So keep running your mouth. Keep shouting, keep stomping, keep screaming. But you be there Monday night, brother, and we're going to see who is the king. Because this week, as Brody said, we don't have to worry about a referee. We don't have a referee in the ring. There's not going to be anybody to disqualify anybody. There's not going to be anybody to warn anybody or to try to uphold the rules. It's going to be anything goes. And that's just the way I like it, Brody. Because there'll be nobody in there to pull me off of you. And you're right. You've been knocked down before, and you're going to be knocked down Monday night so many times you need a calculator to count them. Now, I'm sick, and I've had it up to here, Lance, with people like Brody and with people like Tux Newman who think they're going to come in here and put me down.
It hadn't been done yet, and it's not going to be done by you, Brody, and I'm going to prove it to you Monday night.
Okay, Jerry, good luck to you, boy, and I'll tell you what, you got a mean one ahead of you because this Brody is not only big, he is a street-fighting son of a gun. Well, he's coming up against a guy who's had a little experience in that, too, in Jerry Lawler, so that'll be the big main event. That's not all of it. Remember, regular prices, bell time is 8 o'clock. Get your tickets at any of the Ticketmaster locations today or all day Monday down at the Coliseum for the action coming up Monday night. You will see in the opening bout, Tommy Gilbert will be going against Speedy Talltree. Second match will be Johnny Wilhoit and Jay Youngblood coming in to go against J.R. Hogg and Lanny Poffo. Then a Southern Tag Team title match when the fabulous ones, Stan and Steve, put it on the line against Kareem Muhammad and his mystery partner. We'll try to find out a little bit more about him. You saw him earlier in the action when we first opened up. Fabs against Kareem Muhammad and his mystery partner. Then a Southern heavyweight title match. The Macho Man and Jerry Oski will be getting it on, and this will be an extension of the action between these guys with no love lost between them. Southern heavyweight title on the line. Tojo Yamamoto and Jerry Jarrett will be trying to pay back a little bit of the PYT's whipping that they gave them over in Jackson, Tennessee, and you can bet will not be a pretty one, but will be a rugged match to say the least. And the final bout, with no referee in the ring, the main event, is going to be Jerry the King Lawler going against Bruiser Brody, and that, my friend, will be one that you will want to be there and see. Haven't seen that much of Brody, but, brother, he is wild and big, and Lawler's going to try to cut him down to size. Monday night, get your tickets. Come on down and join us. We'll see you there. We'll be back in the ring in just a moment. We're going to be back in the ring here in just a moment. The Macho Man will be in here for action. Then we'll have Jerry Oski and Lanny Poffo in a big expiration of time match right now. Two of the biggest guys that you see around. I noticed them out here earlier in the day, and we're talking about Mr. Kareem Muhammad from the Zambui Express, and what I assume is his mystery partner. We saw him out here with you a little earlier.
That's right. And don't you worry about who he is. The people will be surprised who this 450-pound man is. Just look at the size of it.
You're not going to tell us who he is.
It ain't none of your business.
I'm going to argue with you.
You know one thing about you, Lance Russell? You're the most one-sided announcer I've ever seen in my life. Every time Jerry Lawler, Jerry Tojo come out here, you just all smile. When people like me and Savage and the PYT come out here, you don't want to hear what they got to say.
I'm listening, standing here with a microphone.
Let me tell you something.
Tell me something.
Come Monday night, the fabulous ones, you might be cute. The girls might like it. But I don't care about being ugly, because I'm going to beat up on your face. You stole the belts from the PYT, and you thought you were doing something big. But you're going against a big team. 350 pounds, Kareem Muhammad, and my mystery partner. 450 pounds. And we will run over anybody. Anybody. And I don't care, like I said once before, whether these geeky people like me or you like me. Now it's time. It's time that these people so-called like Jerry Lawler, I hope Brody knocks his head right off. Seems like he should have enough by now. He should have enough. And I hope Savage get rid of that punk called Oscar. But fabulous one. You out here saying, I thank the fans for doing this. I thank the fans for being with me. I don't want the fans with me. The only thing I need the fans to do is to be there so they can go home and tell their neighbors how bad we beat up on the fabulous one. And come Monday night, Lance Russell, whether you like it or not, come Monday night, them titles gonna be ours. Me and my mystery partner, and not for the people.
Okay, well, we'll be right there, and if it is in fact a fair fight, we'll report who's got the Southern Tag titles. David, we're ready to hit the ring and more of that big action right now.
Here comes the Macho Man stepping up to the ring right here. One fall, 15-minute time limit match coming up from Springfield, Tennessee at 223 pounds, introducing Tracy Smothers. And going against him from Sarasota, Florida at 235 pounds. You see the belt he has right there, the Macho Man, Randy Savage. In his corner is manager Tux Newman. This will be one fall, 15-minute time limit. Referee Jerry Calhoun about to give the signal to get the match underway.
Tux takes the belt along with his cane. I got to mention that.
He got to get Lance Russell.
Yeah, you got the belt. Okay, Tux. Belt time, and here we go. Yeah, Savage got the Southern Heavyweight belt back. AWA champion, and Tracy Smothers in there with him. Savage goes around behind. Nice maneuver, a takedown with that waist lock. And Smothers gets over to the ropes, but Savage all over the top of him. Randy at 235 is very, very quick, Dave.
He is, for a man his size, he's in tremendous shape, has great agility. We've said that many times. He can really move in that ring. Of course, we've seen him climb the ropes and jump 10 or 15 feet, too. That's...
Yes, we have seen that and a few other things, too. Going against young Tracy Smothers. Tracy from Springfield, Tennessee. Tracy is an excellent athlete. He's just a good all-around athlete. But there's no substitute when you add the experience. You got to have that. I mean, you have to add the experience to it to make it all. And that, of course, is what Savage has got and Tracy is getting right now. Good move. He single-legging, took him down, got right back up, and the referee watching him now as they circle in the center of the ring.
The headlock by the Macho Man, Randy Savage. Good move by Smothers. Broke out of it. He sets, picks Savage up, and body slams him right in the middle of the ring. Goes for the cover. Never make it stick, though. Savage just in too good a shape for you to beat him without having to work him over more than that.
Plus the fact, Dave, you notice that he was a little indecisive as to whether to try to add something to it or go for the cover at that point. He got up, then decided he was going to go for the pin, and that will not get it, particularly against a guy like Savage. There's no doubt about it.
That split second made the difference. Nice shoulder butt by Tracy Smothers, and out of the ring goes Randy Savage. He's going to take a moment to shake the cobwebs. Tracy must have nailed him pretty good. He's over to talk to Tux Newman.
Savage not in any real major problem area right now, but Smothers giving him a little go that I think that he didn't expect. Savage taking time to have a little conversation on his own over here as he gets ready to go out and meet Tracy Smothers. We were simply saying that Smothers may have surprised him a little. Standing side headlock, Savage whips him off into the rope, misses the elbow, Savage back. Oh, boy. Man, did he nail him with that clothesline.
Boy, he did. Yeah, Smothers thrown out of the ring down onto the floor.
Onto the floor, and Savage follows him right out as Randy blasts him in the back. Savage with Tracy Smothers.
Suplex on the concrete.
Down there on that concrete, as Dave said. And there's Tracy holding the back. He is hurt.
Tell him to get back in the ring.
And the referee will take care of telling him everything, Chuck. Savage goes out to get him back in the ring, throws Smothers in, snap bears him over the shoulder, and hollers at Tux Newman. Oh, I see. He wants a little distraction from the referee as Savage goes all the way to the top rope, sails with that elbow off there, clobbers him, hooks him, and I believe we got it right here. 2. Nope, he didn't pin him.
Nope, only got the 2 count.
He had the pin. He just chose not to go for it. He nails Tracy. Going to make him pay for a little aggravation that Tracy gave him earlier in the match in there. Whips Smothers out on the floor again. Savage coming down off the ring post, hits Tracy, and he's got him all over the floor as the referee comes out, sails him back in the ring. And Savage again goes from the ropes, this time with an elbow, drops him down, and I believe this is it. Yeah, he chooses this time to do it. Tracy tried to kick out. He just didn't quite have the steam left, Dave.
4:09 was the time, and there goes Tracy sailing over the top rope after the match is over. The win for the Macho Man, Randy Savage.
We'll be back with our big main event single action coming up in just a few moments.
Knows your name. He makes you feel at home. It's May and Americans are celebrating National Tavern Month. So raise your Miller to the one who poured it.
Miller's made the American way. Born and brewed in the USA. Just as proud as the people who are drinking it today.
Miller Beer. Purity you can see, quality you can taste.
Miller's made the American way.
Acres and acres of double-crop soybeans are coming up clean year after year because no-till farmers are moving away from a paraquat tank mix to Bronco herbicide. Bronco controls both emerged and unemerged weeds, roots and all. Even tough weeds like fall panicum and smartweed won't grow back. If you want to see your double-crop beans come up clean, take your stand against tough weeds with Bronco.
It's easy to offer the lowest prices if you don't have to prove it. Central prices are the lowest. Nobody but nobody can beat our rates. We're selling a new Whirlpool appliance, RCA TVs, VCRs at rates you won't believe. The best rental deals in town on RCA and Whirlpool. Shop around, get a price, then come and make me beat it. Over 20,000 satisfied Memphians have found the best deal at Central. I personally guarantee it.
Central, we make living easy.
At Airport Toyota, we'll break a record by selling 300 vehicles this month. All new and used vehicles are under a one-price banner, and $300 down buys any one of them. For example, under our $2,000 banner, we have these 78 and 79 models. Take your pick. Just $300 down and $87 a month. And under our $5,500 banner, we have these new Toyota pickups, which list up to $8,600. Your choice, $5,500 or $300 down and $127 a month. So come early and save at Airport Toyota, where the banner says it all.
Okay, we are right here with the manager of the new Southern Heavyweight Champion. He regained the title. We had to be out of town and miss that particular instant, but I am well aware of the fact that the Macho Man, I see it, Randy, has the belt right with him.
Nothing is new in wrestling, Lance Russell. You know, I came out here, I was a little bit aggravated before, and I shouldn't be. I should be very calm and cool and collected, and I'll tell you something. You and Dave Brown are like the Laurel and Hardy of wrestling. You come out here and you say about this and about this, but when it comes to champions, you don't say anything, Lance Russell. You tend to put an athlete, a physical specimen like this, down. Then a puny weakling like Jerry Oski, who had the luck, and that's all it was, and a prejudiced referee to win the Southern Heavyweight Wrestling Championship, a very coveted title, by accident the other, whatever it was, week. But what happened last week? We have the true champion who knows how to wrestle, scientific, by the book, win it back. And that's as simple as it is. He will not lose it because there is no athlete out there, whether it's King Lawler, whether it's any of the Fabs, whether it's this puny Jarrett, whoever wants to go for the belt, they're more than welcome to try. But right now, our focus is on Oski. I was the one that was gracious enough to go to Eddie Marlin, and I said, listen, if Oski wants to take another beating like he did last Monday, we will give it to him. So, Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum, it's an open invitation from me, Tux Newman, to you to come down and see a young, very, very poor wrestler by the name of Jerry Oski get into the ring again and try to regain the Southern Heavyweight Championship. Now, I know Randy has a lot to say, right, Randy?
Well, just remember that, to use your words, there is always the possibility of that 1,000,000,000 to 1 chance.
No, zillion to 1 chance, you're right, and he capitalized on it, but what we have, Lance Russell, right here, is Jerry Oski is in a lot of trouble. He's in a lot of trouble, and I don't know how he's going to get out of it. You know, Lance Russell, I don't know how he's going to get out of it. Don't make any future plans. Don't make any future plans, Jerry Oski, because, yeah, he's in a lot of trouble, Lance Russell. And remember I said it, all right?
Okay, I hear it.
Remember I said it!
Okay, hey, come on, Randy. Will you
Just
please
remember
get
I
out of
said
here?
it!
We got all the information. Monday night, AWA title, Jerry Oski and Randy Macho Man Savage. Okay, yeah, okay. David?
All right, we're going to take a look at the action around the territory in just a moment. First, though, I got a reminder for you. Tomorrow afternoon, there is going to be at Chick Stadium at 1:30 a softball doubleheader. Now, what a way to spend the afternoon, because listen to this. The Kings All-Stars, Lawler's Army, is going to be taking on two opponents tomorrow. Lawler's Army in a doubleheader softball game. It's at 1:30 tomorrow afternoon at Chick Stadium. In the first game, he'll be taking on the Wrestling All-Stars. Now, just some of the folks on the Wrestling All-Stars: Steve Kern, Jerry Oski, the Batten Twins, David Haskins, Speedy Talltrees, Tojo will be there. All of them are going to be on the Wrestling All-Stars team going against the King's Army. Lawler will have them out there. Then after that game, the King's Army is going to be taking on the Nike All-Stars. So two great softball games coming up at Chick Stadium tomorrow afternoon at 1:30. There's a small admission charge, but the proceeds are going to Le Bonheur Children's Hospital. So a great way to spend the Sunday afternoon. Lance?
Dave, just let me add right in here. You're going to see, well, the first game will be fun with a lot of the wrestlers playing in that thing, but the second game is going to be a dynamite softball game, because this Nike All-Star team, they're made up from the best All-Stars of like 5 teams that Nike has out there. So Lawler's team, that has been very, very successful for years, they're going to have their hands full. That will be a whale of an afternoon with the proceeds to a very good cause.
One of the people in Lawler's Army tells me they are the #1 ranked softball team in town. And the Nike All-Stars say that they're going to take them on tomorrow. We'll see what happens. 1:30 Chick Stadium tomorrow. Tomorrow night, it's championship wrestling action up in Cape Girardeau, Missouri. So make your plans now if you're in up around the Boot Heel, maybe closer even to the Cape Girardeau area. 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Lawler will be there. Tojo will be there. Constant and Ashley, that's all in Cape Girardeau tomorrow night. Thursday night, 23rd, Forest City, Arkansas. Big card. 8-man tag team matches included on that one. You buy your tickets in advance in Forest City, and you save yourself $1. Friday night, 24th, Waverly, Tennessee. This will be at the high school. Again, $1 off if you buy your tickets in advance. The Fabulous Ones will be there. Stan and Steve. The King will be there. PYT, Mr. Kareem Muhammad. All in Waverly, Tennessee on Friday night. Next Saturday night, the 25th, Jonesboro, Arkansas. Now, the box office will be open next Saturday at 3 o'clock in Jonesboro, so you can pick up your tickets in advance. You see the folks who are going to be included on that card. One of them will be Jerry Oski, also included the King, Jerry Lawler. Friday night, the 31st, in Tuckerman, Arkansas, at the high school. Advance tickets, $1 off. You see the folks who are going to be on that card. Friday, May 31st, it'll be in Cleveland, Mississippi. Fabulous Ones will be there, too. That's on Friday night, the 31st, at Delta State in Cleveland. And on Saturday, June 1st, Marks, Mississippi at Quitman County High School. Again, an all-star card. The Batten Twins included on this one on the 1st of June. June 2nd, Sunday, Sunday, June 2nd, will be the next time into Jackson, Tennessee for a big June special. Always outstanding cards in Jackson, Tennessee, and this one will be no exception. As you can see right here from the folks who are going to be there, a Tennessee street fight is included, a title match. It's all in Jackson, Tennessee, and it's coming up in a couple of weeks on Sunday, June 2nd. Then, on Friday, June 7th, Blytheville, Arkansas for championship wrestling action. The next week, on the 14th, it'll be in Paragould, Arkansas. And on Friday, June 14th, in Clarksdale, Mississippi. Don't forget, tomorrow night, it's Cape Girardeau, Missouri, and the big game with Lawler's Army, the doubleheader softball game at Chick Stadium tomorrow afternoon at 1:30. Lance?
Okay, Dave, we're standing here with Jerry Oski. Jerry, the fortunes of war. It doesn't come as the last thing that's going to happen on the earth. The fact that Savage ended up with the title and the way that he got the title, you're man enough to say, hey, line him up and we'll be back in there with him again Monday night.
Yeah, that's right, Lance. You know, everybody in Memphis saw how it happened. I'm not going to come out here and cry because I lost. No way. Because when the smoke clears, the belt is going to be on me. Because, you know, I felt what 3 years of hard work and training, the reward that it gave me was that Southern heavyweight belt around my waist. And it was all worth it. Every bump, every bruise, every drip of blood that came out of my body was all worth it.
And now, Savage, everybody around this place knows everywhere in the South what kind of wrestler you are. Everybody knows. I'm not taking nothing away from the guy, Lance.
Good athlete.
He's very talented, but he's on the wrong side of the fence. And Tux Newman, all this guy's got is a big mouth, right? Everybody knows that. He's saying that I can't handle myself. I'm not a good wrestler. Hey, ask anybody around any place in the South. I've only been here about 2.5 months. Ask them what they think of me. He calls me puny. Well, people, is this puny, man? Take a look and get a close-up on that. Is that puny, man? Let me tell you something, Savage. I want that belt, and I'm going to do anything in my power to get it. And believe me, I've got the power to get it, and I don't care how long it takes. Time is one thing I've got plenty of. Macho Man, you better get ready for the fight of your life, because this man here wants something that you've taken away, and it's not something that you're going to keep for long, because I want it, and I'm going to get it.
Okay, Jerry, good luck to you Monday night. We're looking forward to that. It's going to be a whale of a match in there, and good luck to you in that championship match.
It's a pleasure
Jerry.
to be here.
Okay, we'll take time out. Be back in just a moment.
There is Lanny Poffo. He's set, waiting for his opponent, and here he comes. Well, we've been looking forward to this match for the entire week. And it's our main event of the day. It'll go to the expiration of time. It is going to be from St. John's, New Brunswick, Canada, at 233 pounds, Lanny Poffo. And going against him from Hartford, Connecticut, 230 pounds, Jerry Oski. Match to the expiration of time. Little gymnastics from Lanny Poffo to warm up. We're just about ready.
These guys have had some previous meetings, and boy, they have developed an awful lot of heat involved in it. And that's why we were so excited about having this one on television today, Dave.
Yeah.
And an expiration of time match.
That's right. And indeed, a couple of talented wrestlers, both of them about the same size, and both of them can move around in that ring. The gymnastic ability, the edge certainly has to go to Lanny Poffo in just about any match he steps into. I tell you what, Jerry Oski, he won the Southern Heavyweight title from Poffo's brother, Randy Macho Man Savage. Of course, Savage has it back now, but that gives you some idea of the caliber of wrestler that Jerry Oski is. The left arm barred. Lanny Poffo on the mat. Jerry Oski putting kind of a quarter twist on it. Poffo hooked the legs. Good move for him, but good reaction by Jerry Oski as he did not let Poffo take the advantage. They were over into the ropes. The referee was there, called for the break, and got it. Oski tied up the left leg and took Poffo down to the mat. He doesn't have him in a pin position, but he's holding him down there. Kind of around almost full Nelson variation there. It was Oski who ended up with shoulders on the mat. Poffo going for the cover. He got a 1 count, but some of that upper body strength of Jerry Oski, he was able just to throw him off. That stopped the count at 1. Headlock. Lanny Poffo. Hip toss. Oski able to keep him rolling. Oski with a waist lock. Poffo having a difficult time moving. Shoulders down as Oski rolled him up, but couldn't hold him there for a count. 2 minutes gone. First fall action. This one goes to the expiration of time. We got quite a bit of time. 2 pretty doggone evenly matched wrestlers in there right now. Poffo, little headstand, breaks out of the hold. Oski reaching around behind, trying to restrict the movement of Lanny Poffo. Poffo hanging on to Oski's left leg. Both of them just tied up. They're in the ropes. Referee Jerry Calhoun calling for the break for that reason. Poffo, forward roll across the ring. He's back on his feet. Jerry Oski on his feet. Nice maneuver. Oski faked out Lanny Poffo. Slapped the hands. He thought he was going for the headlock. Instead, he dived for the legs. Now he's got a twist on a toe hold. Pressure on the knee and the hip joint. Jerry Oski puts the twist on it. Now Oski, with a half crab, sits down on it. 3.5 minutes gone in the first fall. Poffo reaching for the hair. Couldn't figure another way out of it. He's going for the hair, but the referee is there. That did get Oski off balance enough that Poffo is able to roll and at least ease some of the pressure on that left knee. Again, they're back in the ropes, and again, the referee trying to get them untangled, get them separated away from the ropes, back into the center of the ring. Lanny Poffo back onto the ropes. Jerry Oski backs away. There's a forward roll and a leg dive all in one from Lanny Poffo. Now he goes for the headlock, does not get it. Head scissors by Jerry Oski. These guys just moving, reacting. Terrific balance from both wrestlers here in this first fall. Poffo, a little bridge and a headstand. Oski using the best move to prevent him breaking out of the head scissors, and that is when he's got the headstand, when he's trying to release the head, just pop it down under that mat. That's what he did, and he still got the head scissors on Poffo. Jerry Oski. Poffo again with a headstand. Oski again. Just slams his head into the mat. Didn't have to do it very hard. You throw off. Oh, Poffo, shoulders down. Count of one. Oski reacts. He's able to break it at the 2 count, but Poffo with the quick move. There's a count of 1, and again the count of 2, but this time Oski again with a power throws Lanny Poffo off the cover. And broke it just before the count of 2. Five minutes, 25 seconds have gone. Look at these guys. Shoulders down by Poffo. Had Oski's shoulders on the mat. He was over in the ropes. He shoved him into the ropes. Gave him the opportunity to get back to his feet. Oski back in here. Both of them standing in the center of the ring. Well, we have had a mostly clean first fall here so far. One hair-pulling incident by Lanny Poffo. Poffo with a headlock. He may have just a little handful of hair there at the time. Wow, they run together in the middle of the ring, and both of them come away standing and glaring at each other. Poffo to the ropes. He runs into Oski, can't get him off his feet. Oski, this time he sends Poffo out of the ring, down onto the floor. And there is Lanny Poffo, knocked out of the ring by the collision with Jerry Oski in the middle of the ring. Poffo up on his feet. He starts back up on the apron. Referee trying to keep Oski back to let Poffo get back through the ropes, but Poffo back down on the floor. Referee told him to count now. As Poffo...
I'm trying to keep it clean. You didn't see the forearm, did you?
I know you're trying to keep it clean. No doubt about that. I think it was clean collision. He just got knocked out of the ring, Lanny. Oh. Coming back into the ring. Poffo trying to flip him down. He's got him down. Count is 1. That's all he gets. Oski able to break the shoulders from the mat at the count of 1. Tries to pin Poffo down. Can't hold him. Poffo with Oski. Couldn't get the shoulders down. Oski has, Poffo with a boot over the bottom rope. That'll stop that count right there. Boy, the action fast here in this one. There's a little hair pulling again by Lanny Poffo. Jerry Oski has a headlock on him. Shoulders are down, but you can see as Lanny lifts that right hand in the air, he pulls the shoulder off the mat. That stopped the referee's count at 1. If he relaxed that arm, then the shoulders were down and the count could begin. Headlock still by Jerry Oski. Poffo powering his way out of it, converting it to a wrist lock. Oski slips around behind him, hammers the left arm. Lanny Poffo makes what is probably a very wise move. He steps through the lower rope, and the referee calls for the break. 8 minutes, 15 seconds gone. First fall action. There has been plenty of action in this one. Boy, at times, up in the air, it's Jerry Oski. Slammed by Poffo. Poffo grabs him quickly. Oski fires him into the ropes. This time, Oski hits the mat. Coming off the ropes, it's Poffo. Oski sets, picks him up. High in the air, he holds him. Poffo in the air, and this dropped down with a body slam by Jerry Oski. Poffo rolling out of the ring this time. Time for a breather. Slight advantage in the match so far to Jerry Oski.
You know, Dave, when you have a couple of guys who are skillful, and they've been against each other before, you have a lot of interesting counters that occur so that nobody can very easily get a distinct advantage on the other person. I mean, it just is a matter of familiarity, I think, in this situation, that they know they love to go into that standing side headlock, go and take with a side mare and take you over, so on like that. Well, they counter those type of things.
Sure.
And so they're ready for it. And Lanny Poffo and Jerry Oski both are just that. They're very good wrestlers. And Lanny giving him a little of the old showbiz there as he hot dogs it over there.
I think he is hot dogging, but I think also that he uses that as a method of intimidation. He is saying to Jerry Oski, look, you have battled a good match here, but you don't have me out of it by any means. There's the handshake, and look out. And there's that counter you were talking about. Oski expected something from Poffo. Ooh, atomic knee drop. And Poffo again out of the ring. Poffo is the one who has been required to go out of the ring 2 or 3 times during the match. He's going to the tights or something. But Oski has been able to force him out of the ring to regroup a couple of times.
Kind of interesting. Lanny went for the handshake and then immediately went to kick him in the midsection. Oski was ready, grabbed that foot, and then took it from there. And Poffo back in the ring again. Referee Jerry Calhoun steps in between them. I think some of the people were hollering about Poffo having something that he got out of his tights. He slammed away with a right hand. Oski was trying to hear what they were saying in there, and Poffo got right on top of him, fires Oski out on the floor. So Jerry Oski tastes the hard surface of the studio floor as Lanny Poffo popped him right out there, and the referee backs him up.
We've just passed 11 minutes in this match. Jerry Oski on the floor now. Poffo grabbing him on the apron. Poffo drop kicks him. And Oski again on the floor, but near the apron. Poffo grabs him again. And they are just going at each other all over the place. On the floor, in the middle of the ring, on the ropes. Referee Jerry Calhoun climbed out of the ring that time to try to get it broken up so that Oski could get back in the ring. Bottom of the boot. Oski trying to trip him up, but Poffo tied up in the rope.
Ooh, Jerry getting a little mean with him right here.
Using the ring post, he slings that left leg around the post. And it's Oski in the ring now. Poffo on the apron. Oski grabbing a little hair while he's in the position to do so. The slam by Jerry Oski. He's going to sit down with a leg, but he misses.
We're still in the first ball, Dave, and we've got another 7-8 minutes to go in our expiration of time. These guys have been hard at it since the bell opened up and still going to town as Lanny Poffo suffering with that left leg where it was hurt.
He flipped off of there, but missed. Count of 2. Poffo puts the shoulders down. Might be it. Count of 2, but Oski fires him back.
Oh, really?
Oski, upper arm.
Oh.
There's a cover by Jerry. Count of 1, 2, and Lanny Poffo kicks out of it at the count of 2.
Dave, you know, it's on a match like this that I think about the tremendous stamina that's required of these guys. When you look at other sports where you exert sometimes for a few seconds at a time, or maybe a minute at the outside, something like that. And these guys have been going, how long have they been at it right now?
They've been going almost 14 minutes, and you're right. It's not like a football game. There's no huddle after one of them.
And you don't have an offensive and defensive team.
No.
Look at this. Poffo head scissors him, takes him over, goes for a cover. He'll get a 1, a 2, but Oski kicks it out of there.
Oski reverses the whip into the ropes, round behind. Working the abdominal stretch. He doesn't have a very good one on Poffo for submission. Look out! Randy Savage climbing the rope from behind. He nails Oski. That's going to be it. A disqualification has just occurred on Lanny Poffo as Randy Savage came in and from the top rope jumped on the back of Jerry Oski down on the floor. Savage using the fist across the studio. You can't see him, but Tux Newman is over there smiling away. There's Savage. He came in and put himself into the match. The referee immediately disqualified his brother, Lanny Poffo, as a result of Savage's interference in this match against Jerry Oski.
Yeah, Savage jumped in there and nailed Oski from behind while brother Lanny Poffo was having quite a struggle with Oski in there. And Lanny Poffo heading out. He's holding the right arm. Yeah. He's got a bad left leg, and there is Oski, who is holding his head right now. Dave, let's take time, and we'll see whether we got enough time to have any more action or not. First one, disqualification, goes to Oski as Savage interfered. We'll take time out. Be back in just a moment.
Everybody, they're coming up at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning here on TV5. It's the Jerry Lawler Show.
Yes.
The King will be here. He will have the fabulous one, the original fabulous one, Jackie Fargo. He'll be talking to him. He'll also be talking to Tojo Yamamoto and Jerry Jarrett and Mr. Kareem Muhammad, all of them, tomorrow morning, 11 o'clock, right here on TV5 on the Jerry Lawler Show.
When, again, Dave, was that charity softball game involving the King's Army? Is a doubleheader tomorrow afternoon? What time is it?
It's at 1:30 at Chick Stadium. There's a small admission charge, but the proceeds are going to Le Bonheur Children's Hospital. So it's for a worthy cause and a fun Sunday afternoon of doubleheader softball with the King's Army.
Yeah, it looks like the weather's going to be
should be terrific.
Yeah, up at that point. Okay, I want to tell you about the action coming up at the Coliseum tomorrow night. By golly, not tomorrow night. How about Monday night? That'll make it better. It'll be 8 o'clock Monday night. The action is going to be at regular prices in effect. And, of course, the children 10 and under can get into general admission for just $1. You can get your tickets all day Monday at the Coliseum. You can get them today and Monday at all of the Ticketmaster locations if you want to pick them up today for the action coming up, as it will be an interesting evening of action, and you'll want to be there, I think, for it. Opening up at 8 o'clock will be Tommy Gilbert in a single match with Speedy Talltrees, to be followed by J.R. Hogg and Lanny Poffo teaming together in a tag match going against Johnny Wilhoit and Jay Youngblood, who will be in here for the first time. Jay normally goes with his brother Mark. He'll be in here with Johnny Wilhoit, and that'll be an interesting team to at least take a look at. Then comes the Southern Tag Team title match. This will be the fabulous one, Stan and Steve, who regained the titles just last week from the PYT. They'll be putting them on the line. There's no rest when you're a title holder. Stan and Steve will be going against Kareem Muhammad. And that huge partner, if it's possible, he outweighs Kareem Muhammad. That's hard to believe.
According to Muhammad, he outweighs him by 100 pounds. That's an 800-pound team going against the Fabs.
Maybe a little exaggeration, but in any event, I'll tell you, he is some kind of large. No question, he's every bit of 400 pounds and better. Something else, Southern heavyweight title on the line. Then a Southern tag title, a Southern heavyweight title with Randy Savage, and he just notched one more reason why Jerry Oski really wants to show up Monday night and get all the Savage he can get a hold of because of the interference today when he was going against Lanny Poffo. Savage defending against Oski. Oski and Savage and Tux Newman are writing him off, you know, with not even a second thought hardly. He beat him once before, and it could happen again. It'll be interesting to see in that Southern heavyweight bout. Tojo Yamamoto and Jerry Jarrett coming back and looking very good in the last week of action as they will be going against the PYT. And I know the one thing sitting in the back of Jerry's mind is, boy, do I remember Jackson, Tennessee in my inaugural a couple of weeks ago when that PYT, every one of them pulled belts off and striped him till I didn't actually think he was going to be able to walk away ever from that situation. Tough son of a gun just got ready and said, hey, let's go back and get some of them, and that's what's going to be happening tomorrow, Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum. Monday, 8 o'clock, we'll show the kickoff, and it'll go right down to the main event. I got to tell you, a lot of you have not seen this Bruiser Brody. This guy is some kind of impressive. I've heard about Brody for a long time. He goes, you know, they call him Bruiser Brody. A lot of people call him King Kong Brody. He goes over 290 pounds. He is agile for an extremely big guy, but boy, he is mean and goofy. And he's going to be in a match with a king who's got something to prove against a guy like that with a national reputation that Brody has. No referee in the ring. It will be showdown time for Jerry Lawler and Bruiser Brody in the final event of the action coming up Monday night. Okay, get the family together, get on down there. We'll be looking for you. David, how about our action here today?
All right, we had it beginning with Mr. Kareem Muhammad going against Keith Eric. Muhammad won it in 2 minutes, 33 seconds. It was all Muhammad, just far too much size, about 150-pound weight advantage for Mr. Kareem Muhammad in that match. Then it was the PYT with Tux Newman in their corner. In the ring, it was Norvell and Billy Travis for the PYT, and outside the ring, it was Coco Ware, still with that arm in the sling, still claiming it's hurting him a whole lot, and he can't wrestle and all of that. Well, PYT did win it over David Johnson and David Haskins. Then it was a match with Tojo Yamamoto going against Big Lou Winston. Lou started fast. He tried to jump Tojo and take control of the match early, but it was those chops that have put Tojo in good stead for years and years, and boy, they worked here today against Big Lou Winston as well as they ever have. As Tojo won the match, it was 1 minute 7 seconds, and the win, a good one for Tojo Yamamoto. King came in here, going against the Assassin, about the same size, but Lawler won it in about a minute. And I think the mistake of the Assassin was when he open-hand slapped Jerry Lawler back on the rope.
He'd have been better off to hit him with his fist, I think.
Yeah, just a little insult there, and you don't do that to the King, and the King did not let him get away with it. He pinned him right there in the middle of the ring in a little over a minute. Then it was the Macho Man, Randy Savage, against Tracy Smothers. Smothers looking good early in the match. I think that upset Randy Savage, but Savage came back to take the win in about 4 minutes. Then, that battle. Jerry Oski, Lanny Poffo. We talked about it for days and days, and sure enough, 14 minutes and 21 seconds that fall went. And they were still going at each other when Randy Savage, Lanny's brother, interfered. He leaped over off the top rope down onto the back of Jerry Oski. There you see him climbing the ropes, and he powers down across the back. Referee immediately, you'll see, signal for the disqualification. There he is, signals for the disqualification. So the win by DQ goes to Jerry Oski.
That, my friend, was some kind of day of action. Boy, I'll tell you for a fact. And that last one, I'm just sorry for a lot of reasons that Savage interfered. It was a dandy of a single match in there. We'll be looking for you next week. By golly, until we see you that time, for Dave Brown, this is Lance Russell saying bye-bye, everybody.
The announcers on this program are selected and paid by parties other than this station.